There must be a pretty great reward here, as in Sons of the Forest, players will be venturing into a desolate island in search of a billionaire. Of course, if you played the Forest, you know this island is also home to a mutated cannibalistic tribe. Players will receive a similar gameplay experience as from the past game installment. The game has an open-world environment to roam in alone or with friends. You'll have to make do with whatever the forest provides to survive. This means building shelter or weapons to deal with the hostile tribe. Likewise, this game installment will bring in seasons for players to endure, so get ready to deal with the bitter cold as winter rolls in. In Scars Above, an alien artifact has randomly appeared above the planet. A science team is sent to observe it, but things go horribly wrong and the team is jettisoned across the galaxy. You'll awaken as Dr. Kate Ward, who is alone on the planet and must do all she can to find her crew and figure out what this artifact has done. To be clear here, Dr. Kate is not a soldier, she's a scientist. So you'll have to use her brains and resourcefulness in order to get her through the challenges ahead. With a massive planet to explore, creatures to fight off, and answers to get, Dr. Kate Ward is in for an experience unlike any before. There are some franchises that are known for their quality. So much so that when you hear their names, you know something good is about to come out. Company of Heroes 3 is the latest entry from one such franchise. When it comes out in 2023, it'll help redefine the RTS genre once again. The title gives you some of the most realistic and strategic wartime experiences. Work with your soldiers and guide them perfectly on the battlefield so they can take out enemy troops and encampments. There are 4 factions in the game to play as, and you'll need strong tactics to get through the missions that lie ahead.
We'll march!
Requisition of grants complete, Commander.
Oh, read me! High rise and low!
In Wild Hearts, which brings a new breath to the hunting genre, technology offers a chance to fight against fearsome monsters that use the brutal power of nature. Challenge these monsters alone or hunt with friends in the perfect co-op game. The more you hunt, the more progress you make. Create your character, then gather supplies from each hunt to craft a variety of armors and weapons to take down even bigger monsters. Choose from 8 different melee and ranged weapons according to your playstyle. Customize your gear from the following kimono to your liking. The further you progress, the better your gear and the bigger the monsters you can defeat. Developed by Omega Force, the Japanese studio behind the Dynasty Warriors series, Wild Hearts takes you on an epic adventure set in a fantasy world inspired by feudal Japan. Hogwarts Legacy is an open-world action RPG that turns you into an apprentice wizard. The game is set in the late 1800s, and you play as a student at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. You can choose your house, cast spells, brew potions, fly on a broom, and wander around the Forbidden Forest and Hogsmeade Village. Atomic Heart is an upcoming FPS set in an alternative 1955 timeline. Here the Soviet Union is thriving with technological advances. Players are stepping into the role of a mentally unstable KGB agent called P3. Here, the government tasks P3 to figure out what's going on with a facility that recently went quiet. Upon arrival, you'll deal with machines that have gone rogue. You'll need to gather whatever scraps you'll find along the way to tweak your weapons further to fight against these enemies, all while scavenging for clues of what happened before your arrival. The Yakuza franchise has shown many different gameplay styles that gamers can have fun with. But with the upcoming Like a Dragon Ishin, you'll be able to take that on in a new way once again. Set in the 1860s, you'll have 4 different hack-and-slash styles to choose from. You can be a pure swordsman and use a special blade to literally slice up the competition. Or, you can be a modern fighter and use a gun in order to blast enemies away. If you're thinking of a hybrid style, you can use both at once, or if all else fails, sick a tiger on them. Be ready to explore the world of Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West from an all-new perspective with the power of Sony's upcoming VR system, the PlayStation VR 2 and Horizon Call of the Mountain. Controlling series newcomer Rias, players will primarily play the game via the River Ride mode that was shown off in the recent gameplay trailer for the title. Rias will set out to find redemption for himself by confronting a new threat to the Sundom and will meet many characters along the way, both new and old, including an appearance of series protagonist Aloy.
It will take all your wits, your skills, and courage.
If you're wanting a hard-boiled experience in your story and gameplay, then Wanted Dead is definitely one to keep an eye out on. You'll play as a cop in a Hong Kong unit known as the Zombie Unit. But don't worry, they're not going after zombies, rather, they're unraveling a conspiracy that'll put them into fights with mercenaries, private military units, and more. All of which is set in a cyberpunk city that'll help set the mode for the adventure even more. Use a devastating set of moves and finishers and then figure out the truth behind all that is going on. For fans of Square Enix JRPGs on PlayStation, you've been starved of the wonderful Octopath Traveler, as players on both Nintendo Switch and Xbox One basked in its brilliance. Now, finally you'll get your turn with Octopath Traveler II, slated to launch on February along with Nintendo Switch owners. It's promising more of the engaging 8-legged narrative of the original, the same exceptional combat, and more. After Earth, Mars has always been a favorable planet for humanity to live on. In Deliver Us Mars, you'll explore it a bit as you try to locate the Ark colony ships stolen by a mysterious group known as the Outward. With humanity on the brink of extinction, it is Kathy Johansson's job to fulfill this mission. Combined with an award-winning composer, rich storytelling, and stunning visuals, Deliver Us Mars will be a must-play if it's similar to the company's previous titles, Deliver Us the Moon.
We can do this.
Let them come and see.
If you've been waiting for the next big piece of DLC in Destiny 2, that wait will be over when Destiny 2 Lightfall arrives in February, and that's pretty promising. Not the least, it's a cyberpunk-style city set on the ubiquitous Neptune. What's more, Callus is back as a villain, and that means it's really time to start the final chapter of the Light vs. Darkness saga that Destiny has been building for a while. There are other features to get players excited too, including new subclasses, new city to explore, and more. But how good it will be will depend on how it will be when it launches in February.